Personal relationships are what matters for your business. Your customers and clients, your colleagues and vendors, your business and referral partners are attracted to you, not just because of what they can get from you, but also for who you are. You know, God's design for your calling is the one that only you can do, and he will bring those people into your life that will help to actually propel you forward while allowing you to really share your gifts with them. You know, one of the principles that I have discovered is that I serve God and others by developing relationships in the marketplace. So we know that in business, especially if you're in small business, it is all about relationships. And as a Christian entrepreneur, there are actually 3 levels that I've talked about before of business relationships. We need those supportive relationships, you know, those with other Christian believers. We need relationships with potential clients, those people that we are called to serve. And we need relationships with our existing clients, our team members, so that we can really start to dig deep into making disciples. By building these relationships, we also get the added benefit of getting help to do better in our business, serving the clients that God has designed for us, and really showing God's goodness through our business. You know, that's what Priscilla shows us. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about how Priscilla, you know, Priscilla from the Bible, is our mentor to show us the way to really building relationships that matter for your God-centered business. Join me. Hello there, wise woman. This is DeneenTB, your Christian business growth strategist and clarity coach. And I always love to say thanks for joining me as we get to chat through these principles that really grow your faith so it fuels your business. So make sure that you have subscribed to the channel if you haven't done it already. Okay, so do you remember Priscilla and her husband Aquila? You know, they worked in leather, making tents and other goods, just like the Apostle Paul. I call them the power couple of the early church. Imagine Paul's surprise when he gets to Corinth and he actually finds followers of Jesus. You know, Corinth is kind of this commercial city. It has 2 waterfronts. It's known for its rough characters and its loose morals. So he's really surprised to find Priscilla and Aquila there. And upon meeting Paul, Priscilla actually invites him to stay with them because they actually have the same profession. If you know, Paul was a tent maker, right? So that's a perfect way for them to connect through their work and through their faith. You know, working every day with someone day in and day out really helped for them to create and deepen a friendship that lasted for the rest of their lives. You know, our businesses can do this as well. By working together each day, we build relationships with the people in our offices, if that's where we are, in our networking groups, if we're online, or in any of the other business dealings that we have. So this provides really for us an opportunity for us to connect with other believers for that mutual support. This support system allows us to really serve others in the marketplace because we know we have people behind us that are rooting for us, that want us to do our best, and that we can actually have the courage to show God's goodness because we know they're behind us. Priscilla and Aquila and Paul developed this kind of relationship, a relationship that really helped equip them to live out this calling, their calling, which is really to tell others about Jesus. As they worked in their profession, that tent making profession, they were doing just that. Their relationship encouraged one another. Their relationship supported one another, and it was the way that they were growing the early church. So here's the question. Have you developed relationships with like-minded people? In this video right here, I talk about how to do that specifically, how you can get the support you need for your business. You know, when I think about Priscilla, I see her as this strong-minded woman, enthusiastic for her love for God, for Jesus. She's loyal to her husband. I call her the mover and shaker. I think that both of them were in the early church. Priscilla and Aquila, they actually traveled with Paul and they became leaders of the church in several different places. They were obviously leaders in Corinth, but then they also went to Ephesus, and later on they went to Rome. They built friendships really that were deep and significant, relationships as mentors to others as well. Priscilla and Aquila provided the guidance and learning about Jesus that Apollos needed when they found him preaching only about the baptism of John. And then she also is introduced to Timothy. And we remember that Timothy was Paul's kind of protege, a young man that became a really dynamic leader in the early church. Through her and her husband's guidance, many of these new leaders really emerged in the early church. And like I said, they were the power couple that really fueled the early church movement. You two have an expertise to share in a mentoring relationship. You do have something that you can give to someone else. Now, in business, this mentor relationship is really nothing new. It has always existed. And it can be for you with existing clients and or team members. No matter who you are, you can find others who really respect you and could use your guidance. Developing these relationships that matter really helps connect you in a way that brings out your own best qualities and improves you. And we know that that is super important when we are on this entrepreneurial journey to keep improving. So ask yourself about this. If I'm in a mentor relationship, think about this. Who can I encourage and support both professionally and personally? How can I be better committed in a relationship with others so that they can grow? What expertise or experience can I offer that this person may need? And how can I be a role model for this person? We all know that we have mentors that never get to meet us because they're our role model. And we know that we use them from afar. So somebody could be that way for you as well. As you work each day with integrity, consistency, and trust, you actually build a reputation that reflects who you are in Christ. So continue to build the relationships that matter so that you have the opportunities to share your faith. It is important to continue to meet with like-minded people for that support and lead your team, lead your following, your tribe, whatever you call it, in the way that God designed for you. Your business can support your ministry work in the same way that Priscilla's did. You don't need to be selling Christian products or have a Christian coaching business in order to serve God and to really show up in the marketplace as a believer in Jesus. God has called you to the business that is perfect for you. And he uses your expertise and your ideas and your gifts and your talents all in a very unique way. So let me ask, are you still not sure what that perfect business is for you? Are you still trying to figure out how you can build relationships that matter? Do you want to know how to serve God by building a God-centered business? Then we need to have a conversation. Make your appointment to have your own clarity call today. I'll put that down in the description so that you can click on it. Let's talk about how to build a business, the business that God wants for you that is full of relationships that matter for your success. Now, I don't want to let you leave Priscilla's story just yet because it's not over. After working in Corinth and then in Ephesus, the opportunity came for her to go back to Rome, which, if you didn't know, was her hometown. That's where she was from. And it opened up and they moved yet again. I keep thinking about poor Priscilla and Aquila, that they were taking their business on the road so much. Now, they loved it, but having to get a new set of clients in every new location, she was an amazing person. They were an amazing couple. When Priscilla returned to Rome, she was quite a different person than when she had left. Both of their travels had made her and Aquila really stronger and wiser. Their faith was deeper, it was wider. Both had experienced God working in their lives and the lives of his people in very miraculous ways. They had lived through persecution. They had built friendships that were deep, meaningful, that lasted a lifetime. They were working together for a common goal. And when you do that with people, you really get really involved in their lives, right? And it really helps you to come together to those relationships that matter. Priscilla, well, she may have met Paul as a follower of Jesus, but now she is a true disciple and she's a leader. Now, her story also doesn't end in Rome. She doesn't stay there and retire, so to speak. Priscilla is actually last seen in Ephesus again. They go back to Ephesus, and she's building a business and she's building relationships. Together, she and her husband inspire and equip leaders. They instruct and cultivate disciples. They invest and train believers. And they introduce their new friends, clients, and customers to Jesus. You know, it's an exciting life. It's a life of service. It's a life of developing relationships that matter. Okay, so what inspired you about Priscilla's story? Is it her front of the store attitude as she works with her husband? Is it her ability to restart her business again and again? Is it that she built relationships with other believers? Or is it that she mentored some of the leaders in the early church? Let me know down in the comments. What is surprising to you about Priscilla, or what hadn't you noticed before? You know, our lives, like Priscilla's, are full of relationships that help us to grow our businesses and grow disciples. Are you supported by other believers who are also in business? Are you supporting others through mentoring type relationships? You know, we have one job as believers in the marketplace. We make disciples for Jesus. Priscilla understood this. So think of it this way. We get to do this via our businesses. We get to do this. That's what's so exciting about this for me, because God is using your business, my business, in order to shape us, to shape you, to shape me into the image of his son, so that you can, in turn, tell others about him. It's just so exciting that we get to do this. This is DeneenTB. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love chatting about the business women in the Bible who have such great things to really teach us. You can serve God by building relationships that matter in the marketplace. Make sure to like this video. Do comment your thoughts about Priscilla down below. And don't forget to subscribe. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, be filled to overflowing.